And let's take a look.
Here we go. Our playoffs are finally starting, ladies and gentlemen. Hanwha Life Esports versus Nongshim Red Forest. Both teams, first time making playoffs. In Nongshim as well, when they were Dynamics, didn't play in playoffs there either. You could take a look at Hanwha Life Esports' history. They've been in the league since 2018 summer, and they have not been in playoffs even a single time. This is by far their most successful run. You can see with the rebranding to Nongshim Red Forest and not Dynamics, it shows them with only one season, but they do get in. And Chovy does win Player of the Split, 1,000 POG points. The guy is definitely one of the most important players. He has played 19, that's right, 19 champions in the mid lane. He is the highest champion pool in the LCK.
And everybody remembers this game because I remember casting it and just thinking, man, I think we're seeing the rising up, not even the birth, because Chovy, he's just an insane player, but when he had this game and solo killed 5 times, he kind of set the tone for what is expected for solo carry mid laners, and he has first in many different stats, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
Solo kills, XP difference, CS difference, gold per minute, damage per minute, everything. Chovy is ahead of everybody else in the mid lane.
Nearly 15 CS per difference ahead at 15, which is actually insane.
It's insanity.
You could see Peanut has 7 years of experience, right? This is a player who's been an LCK champion. He's been to Worlds. This does not include his time he spent in the LPL, and very recently, of course, the Worlds that he spent with that LPL team. And he's a player that I think is really important for Nongshim, not only as a team because of his insane ability in the jungle. You can see he's 3rd in damage per minute on the 6th place team, damage percent 2nd, but also because he's a veteran, right? And his ability to shot call and actually call some of these tense moments, he's been in finals, right? He's been on the world stage. The rest of his teammates can't say that. Yeah. Speaking of experience, Deft is 8th playoff here in the LCK. He has an insane amount of experience, and this is the matchup, Valdez, I am most worried about, actually, for Nongshim, because their champion pools here, overlap to a certain extent, but Deft can play so many different champions that Duckdom is really going to get locked out of the draft, I think. In Hanwha, if you try to draft against Deft, they have such wide champion pools in general that Deft, he's going to dominate this lane matchup very likely, but also Duckdom isn't going to have that same impact that he's so famous for here in the LCK. I mean, he's been by far Nongshim's most consistent player, and up against Deft, that's a really tough matchup, so it actually kind of neuters his power. And that's what I'm most concerned about here for Nongshim is this bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point because I think this is Duckdom's biggest test, right? Now the stakes are raised, and even in the regular season, the last couple of times Nongshim played up against Hanwha Life, they took a bunch of losses. They only won 1 game in 2 series against Hanwha Life.